At a certain point in our lives, you may feel as though it's time to have a solid feel or grasp on who you are and what makes you, well, you. But that's quite the process, and it's easier said than done because finding yourself requires a lot of patience and time. While it's understandable that you'd want to figure out what really makes you tick, happy, sad, and all these emotions that you feel, there's no need to panic if you feel like you don't know yourself yet with 100% certainty of who you really are as a person. That's regardless of what age you are. And as the psychologist Karen Anderson said, all of us has a sense that there is a true authentic self that I want to find, and it's a quest that's pretty much a lifelong journey toward authenticity. And with that, here are the 9 steps to finding yourself. Let's go. Point number 1, and this is the first important step in finding yourself. Prioritize your alone time. Alone time is something that I've actively talked about on social media, especially on my posts on Facebook. Alone time is a very powerful step towards finding yourself again. Being alone separates people from all the influences and allows them to be fully who they are or be themselves and focus on their own thoughts, wants, and actual needs as a human being. Learn how to find alone time daily, which is focus. When I wake up, I find time to at least not just meditate, but be alone and be separate from everything else that's going on in the world. I mean, I'm married, so I have my wife around with me all the time. But I wake up a little bit earlier so that I can have that alone time that I need to focus on my thoughts. I don't feel like I don't have that feeling of what am I going to do today, because I already have that thought in my mind the moment that I wake up. So that's number 1, prioritize alone time. Number 2, purge your thoughts. Let me explain. Allowing thoughts to come to life via journaling, drawing, or talking to others is your easiest way to rationalize any of them. Take time to focus on your thoughts because your thoughts are the most important things because it's your output to the world. Identifying your core needs can become very possible if you do that. Focus more on understanding your thoughts because your thoughts become your actions and your actions become your results. Does that make sense? Leave a comment in the comment section down below if you think that makes sense. So that's number 2, purge your thoughts. Number 3, focus on your top 5 core needs. Let me explain. Everyone has wants and desires, but needs are very different from everyone else. Everyone has different needs. What do you need in your life to become happy? Find these things and plan your life around them. Anything more is already extra. Your core needs will define your life, so seek them every single day. One thing that helps me to do this is to write. I journal at night of things that are important for me to focus on the following day. And writing gives me a lot of clarity, and it's helped me a lot in focusing on what's really important for me. So that's number 3. Focus on your top 5 core needs. Number 4, think about what you want out of life. We want so many things in life, but you really need to think, what do you want out of your life? So how often do you really think about what you really want? Not the things, right? Not just the things that you want to buy, like a house, a car, or things, the latest gadget that you want. Just you, with no outside influences from marketing or your friends or whatever. Is it time you started ignoring people and find yourself and your actual wants that really matter to you? Take a deep look inside and focus on those wants. Let your heart tell you what you really want for yourself, not just for others, but for yourself. And learn how to identify each and every one of them. Because a want is very different from a need, like the one I previously talked about in the previous number. That's number 4. Think about what you really want out of your life. Moving on to number 5, which is embrace your authority in life. Understand you are in control of your life. Every decision that you make, every result that you get, good or bad, is direct result of you being an authority in your own life, right? No one should be able to control your life but you, right? So you don't have to point into others if your life doesn't turn out the way you want it to be. You are in control of your life, no one else. And you decide your thoughts, your actions, and everything that happens because of them. Instead of seeking validation from others, seek validation for yourself. You don't need to seek validation from other people to see if you did well or not. The only validation is the standards that you put up for yourself. If you've failed, you need to assess if you've put up a higher standard for yourself that you're not able to reach. Because if you said that you're gonna get 100, but instead you got 75, then you might be putting a higher target on yourself, or you're being too hard on yourself. You have to learn how to, celebrate that win that you got from having 75. Because sometimes we are really too hard on ourselves. And the best way to do that is be an authority in yourself and not the standards from others. If others define success as having this and that, that's their definition of success. But for you, if this is your definition of success, then that's the bar that you set for yourself. So that's number 5. Embrace your authority in life. And by the way, if you're enjoying this episode, subscribe to the channel would be fantastic. Number 6, explore and identify your boundaries. Let me explain. Routines kill more people than anything else. I've talked about routines that you need instead of motivation. But routines also prevent people from finding what their passions are. So you need to branch out and try new things and find yourself and your passions. I said passions with an S because your passion could not just be one thing. It could be multiple things. Challenge yourself, accept change, and be able to find the real you. Challenging yourself is doing things that are uncomfortable for you. Like for example, if you haven't made, let's say, a video of yourself teaching something that you're good at, then try to do it first. Because most likely the first video that you will make isn't going to be nice. Or trying a new sport, or trying a new musical instrument. Everything that you think you could be passionate about. I mean, as a kid, would you ever know that you would be good at playing the violin or the guitar? You'll never know unless you've tried. And that's why as kids, our parents would let us play musical instruments or enroll us in clubs or sports because they want us to try things and be playful as kids because we're not afraid of being judged. And then we figure out it's not what we want something else and such. That's how we find our passion. So that's number 6. Explore and identify your boundaries. But that's a different thing. When parents force things that they want because it's something that they wish they had when they were kids, it's a different story. Parents should not do to kids what they wish they had done before, but they should be teaching their kids what they wish they learned earlier on in their lives. Everyone should be focused instead on being the best version of themselves, not being a better version of your parents or a version that is up to standards of other people. It doesn't mean that the standard of this person is here, that you can't put a standard like this for yourself. Because the standard that you put for yourself is something that we see around us. If no one's a millionaire in your family, then most likely you won't be one as well. Because that's a standard that you see that's possible. If you put yourself in standards higher than that, and you surround yourself with standards of people higher than that, then most likely you could reach that higher standard as well. And that's one thing I learned. So I shied away from people that were not in my standards of who I wanted to be in the future. If you're putting yourself in standards of people who are lower than you, then it doesn't make you any better than them, right? It just puts you in a lower tier as well from other people. Number 7, remove negative influences in your life, which correlates to number 6 that I talked about. So negative thoughts and influences eventually become negative choices and actions. If you have a negative thought, most likely the actions that you take are going to be negative. You breathe in negativity, most likely you're going to breathe out negativity. It's really impossible. And that's why I meditate as well. Remove all distractions from your life, and you want to focus on you and reinforce your goals with positive influences. And people will say that, well, it's too hard because I'm surrounded by people who are negative. Then I always say, if you're surrounded by people who are negative, then you have to limit your time with those people who are negative as well. I mean, you're doing what's best for you, not what's best for everyone. If you do what's best for everyone, then you are pleasing other people, and it's not good for yourself. That's number 7. Remove negative influences from your life, or you could just limit your time with those negative influences. People pleasing never made you successful. It will never make you successful by pleasing other people. The only person you need to please is always going to be yourself. Moving on to number 8, which is connect to your spirit. The core of finding yourself is simply being, yourself. To be yourself, you need to first stop thinking or trying to be someone else, or what they call the imposter mentality. It sounds simple, but in reality, it's one of the most difficult things that a person has to do. It's like walking in a very hard tightrope. You want to focus more on you and less on others. People who talk about other people aren't very much successful, right? There's this funny thing they talk about now on social media, like, the Marites. Marites starts with Mare. This is the latest. You know why people talk about other people? It's because there's nothing good that's happening in their life, so they have to talk about other people. Gossip is for people who don't have anything significant happening in their life. That's it. If there's a lot of significant things happening in your life, most likely you're always going to be talking about yourself. It isn't being narcissist or, full of yourself. It's just that you are finding value in everything that you're doing. And that's why you're sharing it with others. And here's the thing. People who talk about other people in front of you, most likely are going to be talking about you when you're not there. Facts of life. Number 8, connect with your spirit. All right. Number 9, and I think this is my favorite, which is find your wildness. Let me explain this. Wildness is what is true to you. So your energy is real and will define you to your very, very deep core. What excites you? What drives you? What fuels your soul? Those are 3 important questions you have to ask yourself. What excites you? What drives you? And what fuels your soul? These are things that makes you get up from bed easily. And search for these things daily and unleash whatever wild you have there inside of you. I'm not talking about the wild things that people talk about, saying like YOLO and stuff. No, not that. You want to unleash your soul within you, because if you are passionate about something and something that you like, you are not conforming to the norms of people. And staying safe never made the headlines. If you find that wildness in you that makes you really passionate about doing something, then I think that's the most important step in finding your passion. I don't know. What do you guys think? So here's a quick recap. Number 1, find your time alone. Number 2, think your thoughts. Number 3, focus on your needs. Number 4, identify our wants. Number 5, be the ruler of your life. Number 6, explore the boundaries. And number 7, remove all negativity. Number 8, connect with your spirit. And number 9, find your wildness. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about this one. And if I missed probably a step, or if you want to add something, let me know in the comment section. That's all I have for you today. If you found value in today's episode, make sure to subscribe to the channel and leave a comment in the comment section down below. And I'll see you again on the next episode. Peace.